Shit! I thought it was hot here in North Carolina. I live in Wyoming, and I'm freezing my ass off.
Well, guys, we're going to do questions. He's going to tell some stories. Whether they're true or lies is up to y'all. Or up to him, absolutely. He said nothing is off limits.
This relationship's going to end in a...
That's when I thought he quit. He said, he told me earlier, nothing's off limits. He's an open book. So, who wants to fire the first question? All right, here we go. Doesn't take long.
Can you tell us a story about the night? Can you tell us a story about the night you met Gene Simmons?
Well, it wasn't a night. It was an afternoon. And the first time, actually, it wasn't the most interesting time or interesting meeting with Gene Simmons. But the first time I met Gene Simmons was at the Beverly Hills Hilton in Beverly Hills. That's why they call it the Beverly Hills Hilton. But it was on Rodeo Drive. It was like the really cool place in Beverly Hills where all the celebrities would hang out. And my meeting with Gene was like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I drove up to the Beverly Hills Hilton and walked in. And if you walked in, and I don't know what it's like now because I haven't been there. I don't think I've been there since that meeting. What the fuck was that? Put your shit down! Damn it! Turn your phone off! And I walked in. There was like a bar, bar area, waiting area. And I walked in. It was just elaborate as hell. It was like this old school stuff, like the big leather booths with big leather chairs and whatever, about 8 feet in the air. And I walked in there, and Gene was sitting there by himself. First of all, you have to understand, Gene Simmons doesn't drink or do drugs or anything. He's like, no, really, he never has. Never has. You wouldn't think that because he's a rock star guy, but he's never had a drink of alcohol and he's never done one drug. So he's super straight. So we go, and I'm not. So I'm thinking, hey, Gene Simmons, I'm going to meet him at the bar at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Beverly Hills Hilton. This is going to be legendary. Instead, I walk in, and he's sitting in this giant booth, and he's sitting there, and he's got Kiss merchandise stacked up to the ceiling, and there's no one else in the bar, because usually the bars in LA, they don't start getting busy until about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. And I walked in, and there's Gene Simmons, and it looked like he was sitting in a little corner of Toys R Us. He's got all this, Kiss merchandise there. And that's how we started our meeting. So it was nothing really special. What was special was the second time I met Gene, and he said, why don't you come over to my house? And this time it was like at 8:30 in the morning. He wanted to have a meeting at 8:30 in the morning. So I went to Gene Simmons' house, and do you remember who Gene Simmons is married to? I can't remember.
Shannon Tweed.
No. Shannon Tweed, that's right.
Hey, Playboy buddy. There you go.
So I go to Shannon's house. I go to Gene's house at 8:30 in the morning. He invites me in. He shows up. He's wearing his robe and a pair of flip-flops. And I go into his house. He goes, come on in. Let's get some breakfast. And I go in, and Shannon was dressed in this. Oh God, I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but it was pretty hot. And Shannon's in the kitchen in this little nighty thing, just cooking hash browns and eggs, and I'm like, trying to concentrate on the conversation I'm supposed to be having with Gene while trying to check out his wife, and it was a very awkward situation. But Gene is, kidding aside, Gene is one of the smartest people I've ever done business with. He speaks like 8 different languages. He's a really, really smart guy. And not what you would normally think of when you think of a rock star. Great question. Thank you very much.